Recording is on.
I love this. Let's keep it on. Can you? we can. We can continue. This is fine.
Great.
Hi, Vida. Welcome. This is a new screen. How do I see all participants? Jitsi is new for me. So, hi, everybody. I know we are recording, but we'll cut this out. I am figuring my way through. No. Do you guys want to unmute yourself and say hello?
Hello.
How are you, Charlie?
I'm okay. There's been mold in my bedroom, so I've been like consistently sick for past months, but hopefully it's getting
Oh,
very soon.
you know, you're the third person who has been telling me about mold in the last 3 days.
Are they all
Seriously.
British?
I never knew about it before. I'd never had it in a house, so I didn't know what problem it was, so I didn't take it seriously.
Hi, Ninad. Hi, Paul.
Hi, everybody.
Everyone.
Vida. Hi, Ninad. I see you hand waving. Oh, there you go. Thank God. Jitsi is new for me, so I am learning alongside. I'm hosting it, so you will see me play around. But welcome, everybody. I think we should get started. I am your host, Joe Wan. And you are here for Q2 updates, yes? This flight is going on that. So if you are here, that means you are here to represent your project or a role that you have been playing in Permaculture Collab. So let me gather some notes here and then we'll get started. But before I proceed into the first leg of our journey, I would like you to introduce yourself and the project or the role you play in Permaculture Collab. Please do it on chat so I know who is in the room. And as you are doing it, I'm going to share a screen. And here's your fun check-in. If I can make it fun. If you were to choose a color for your project or your role in Permaculture Collab, what would be that? This is the selection of colors for you today. You wear a color.
How do you want us to communicate which color we selected?
Just unmute yourself or in the chat. This is an interactive session and I don't like Joe speaking all the time, so let's keep it interactive.
Okay. Green.
Green. Ninad, can I invite you to be my co-host? Normally,
Sure.
Amy does this. Can you please watch the chat for me and bring in what is important?
Yeah, okay. No problem.
Yeah, Charlie. your color?
Okay, I'm gonna say blue. I don't know why, but it just drew me. It was intuitive.
That's perfectly all right. Okay, blue. We will know their meanings here in a little second. Vida.
Sorry, I'm herding the cats of all my various groups and trying to make sure I got to the meeting. That's why I didn't unmute so quickly. So I said rainbow because it feels like there's many different hats and very different contexts.
Understandable. So we are checking in with your names and the projects. And if you were to describe your project as a color, what would that be? Paul, or a role? Project or a role?
Right, yeah, I'm the fundraising strategist, funding strategist, which is, I think, is GRP 21, part of that, and also represent the fundraising circle. I chose red simply because fundraising always seems to be the life and death emergency. And so red is a good color for that.
Thank you. Jennifer?
Yeah, I'm with ICAP's Open Badges, and I'm calling it from Tennessee in the United States. I'm going to go with indigo.
Awesome. Anton, you were green, right? Nina, do you
That's
have a
right.
color?
Yeah. Financial admin role, black, because we want to be in black, not in red.
Okay.
Very good.
Very good. Maklo?
Hi everyone. I'll go for a project. I'm the coordinator of Imaging Festival, and also in the permaculture in Africa. Well, in the project that we are doing, I'll also just go for white because it's also white. Yes, because even when it's dark outside, white still persists. So it's shining during the dark and also shines during the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Is it Josie or Yossi? Sorry. You're on mute.
Yeah, just getting it sorted. Sorry, it's Josie.
Josie. Yeah. So if it were what color is your project or the role that you have in Permaculture Collab?
I am just trying to, I can only see myself at the moment. Sorry, this is
the color options are red, orange, yellow, green, purple, blue, pink, white, black, rainbow.
right. Yes, I can see it now. Sorry, for some reason I'm not very good with the whole tech. You'll work this out. I will pick. Normally I would say green, but I'm going to go for red because I just feel it's bold. Color of the soil here. So we're doing an African project, so red.
Thank you. Thank you. For me, I think I'm going to go with pink. I don't know why, but I'm feeling pink. I'm also playing alongside with you, even though I've prepared this. Are you curious what these colors mean actually from a language standpoint? Say yes. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Ta-da! So read for yourself how you are bringing in the energy for your projects. I'm going to do a quick roundup as to why we are here, what's going to happen in the next hour.
So I'm going to trouble you. Can you move your mirror because the way it's sharing, the mute and unmute buttons are over the bottom of the screen, so we can't read the red and the black and the rainbow.
How is this? How is this?
Perfect.
Cool. I'm going to go back to my monologuing here so you all know why you are here. This is an ecosystem sensing and sense making exercise that happens once a quarter. We gather our roles and projects, and you have already submitted your Q2 reporting So if you want to read up on what each project and or role has talked about, the progress they have made, Charlie had made a Slack post on Next Steps project. So please read up on that. But here we are gathered to celebrate the progress, also just hear in our own words and make that human connection beyond the words. So welcome to Q2 Next Forum. I have the roles here. Couple of how will we be with each other notes is I want to walk through a little bit of agenda first, and then also talk about the time you will have to give us the updates, what the forum is, what it is not, and then we'll check out with a sweet goodbye to meet again in Q3. Is that okay for the agenda so far? Just go. Awesome. I'm going to step into what this forum is. It is a place to plant seeds for further conversation. How that's going to work is as you hear the updates from different roles and projects, if you get curious and if you want to know more, please reach out and have a conversation. We in Welcome Circle encourage those one-on-ones, and the more conversations you're going to have within the individuals, that's the collaborative potential. You can join their team, you can work on, you can co-create a project that's emerging, especially now that we are at the phase of writing our concept note. I hope you are inspired to create more ideas that can come to fruition or turn into reality. This forum is not a place for going to deep solutions. As you are hearing projects and roles express where they are, and as you listen, please engage in empathy, not problem solving. And if you are curious again and you want to help out, reach out to them in a one-on-one setting or on their Slack channels and in their working groups. It is also a place to ask questions. Again, curiosity is very much welcomed in this forum. It is a place where not all questions will be answered. So asking is your prerogative. Answering is depending upon what time and place the project holders have to answer them. They can take it offline and choose to answer it here in a small, short fashion, and follow-up conversations can still happen. It is also a place to raise flags. When I say flags, share your experience or expertise in a way that you can help that project be successful. You can raise that flag, but follow it up individually, please, because we only have an hour and a half with each other. It is a place to learn from each other, tapping into the fair share principle. And it is not a place of competition. I did this well, why didn't you do this well, or I'm better than you. This is not, and I know we all are not like that, but just to set some ground rules for that. And it is a place of mutual support. If you find anybody that you want to reach out and help and have some volunteer time or however, please reach out and give your support. The other way you can show support for the projects and roles is by doing reactions. You know how to use reactions on Jitsi? I'm going to learn it with you. Where do I go? I'm going to say, let's see. Is that, do you see my reaction? Oh, there you go. Yeah. I mean, that was a wrong reaction, but do you hear the sound of the reactions as well? Let's keep it on. I am not opposed to any of that, but let's be a little bit, okay, stop playing. Let's be a little bit.
Everybody can control sounds for themselves individually. So if you are distracted with sounds, you can turn it off for yourself.
How do I do that?
3 dots next to the leave call button. And then notifications.
Okay, settings, notifications. Meeting play. Okay, yeah. Play sound on. Cool. I like this. I turn all my notifications off. Hey, learning moment. That's what we are here for. Learning. Well done. Our first lesson. Awesome. So let's all take a deep breath. So this is where I want to invite you into sensing into your breath. Let's sit up straight, or whatever that grounding means for you. And we will step into a place of empathy, curiosity, and shared learning. I'm taking a few deep breaths to orient myself and not get distracted. For some reason, Jeopardy sound is playing in my head, which is not the right sound for this. I hope you got your deep breaths, and let's jump into the main part of the event. I want to invite the first roles into the group. Okay, the first one on my screen. Oh, Miss Amy is not here, project management, so we will skip that. I will ask Amy to send an update in the Slack channel for us to follow up on that. The next one is also Amy. If anybody knows about role 4 or role 5 who has been in cahoots or in collaboration with Amy on startup and incubation, let's pause for like 5-10 seconds. If you have any more information on that, please join. Unmute yourself and share it with us. Do you know anything about promoting and enhancing the startup and incubation roles? No is the word. Moving on. Financial administration. Inad.
Well, there is nothing much to say. We are still in black. And we just had a round of invoicing for Q2, which was processed yesterday. There were no complaints. Collaboration with Sally Ann from Fiscal Host was great. Coordination between Amy and me was working. So I guess everything's on track.
So all invoices are submitted and all invoices are approved. They are yet to be paid.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Good news, right? You want to get paid? Thank you. What are some of the challenges you are looking at, Ninad? Just curious.
Nothing in particular. No challenges.
Awesome. Thank you. We will now, any questions for Ninad? Also use the chat if you have questions. Ready to move on? Let's go to Convergence Research. Who from Convergence Research is here? Nobody?
It's Cormac and Amy, isn't it? I don't see them here.
Okay. From funding opportunities and applications?
I think I can do that one. Thank you. One of the key things this quarter was obviously recruiting me to take over for Tanya, who left a few months ago. So I have been very well onboarded. So well done to Amy, Kate, and others who have helped me on that. It's been really interesting to try to understand very complex organization and so that I can support it better. But now we are charging forward as the funding circle as well, which will currently be meeting first Tuesday of every month. So if anyone wants to join the funding circle, it's the first Tuesday of every month. And we will obviously continue to be putting up different funding opportunities onto the chat, onto the channel, also onto the funding raising database. We have actually 3 new volunteers who were trained in order to add things to the database, which was, let me check the names, Daniel, Anton, and Dumi. So they've been trained, so hopefully they will start to also add, because we have a bit of a backlog of things to add to the funding database. And in terms of my role, there's been 4 main areas. The first one, which I think has become a bit important, has been dealing with our existing funder in collaboration with Amy, which is going in a very positive direction, because they have asked us to, as you will have read, they've asked us to submit a proposal for the next 3 years, in collaboration with PAB, with the Permaculture Association. Oh, I did. And for slightly, they've proposed that their ceiling is quite a similar amount, slightly more actually, in total, about 28,000 more than the Next Steps project, which will be split between us and PAB, but we're just going through the details. We will be using them as a fiscal host again, and we will be collaborating as much as possible in the proposal. So it's not definite yet, but we are currently set to propose that. They are on holiday, Amy's on holiday a bit, but we hope to get the proposal in July or August, and we should hopefully have a smooth transition, if all things go well, into February of next year when Next Steps finishes. So that's all good news, and we'll keep you updated on that. What that means is that my job now, also with that focus, is to think about how do we maximize that funding as our base, so that we can bring in other sources of funding for projects and programs and other parts of the collab. So I'm currently developing a strategy on that, doing horizon scanning. I've already made a proposal to one or two foundations, and that will be ongoing. If anyone wants to talk about that or discuss anything with me, please do. Also developing fundraising collateral, with the idea that everybody should have some information that if somebody asks them, well, what does the collab do? In addition to the website, when we're really talking to funders and people who might be interested in partnering with us rather than becoming members, then we have information that's very compelling that we can send out to them and also use in our fundraising application. So we're developing that, and I'll be working with the comms team on that as well. So I think that's everything from me. Please do come to the Funding Circle meetings, and any questions, do get in touch.
Great. Can everyone, when you first speak, also share where you're calling in from, just to give some context too?
And I'm calling you from the south of Spain, from near Cadiz.
Cool. I'm Joe. I'm calling in from Midwest United States. Thanks for that, Jennifer. Any questions for Paul?
I think it's very exciting news, isn't it, about what's happening? So sounds great.
It is great, yes.
Yeah, good news.
Sounds great.
Hey.
I think I'll probably just got a lot less, so I'll probably message you afterwards as well.
Yes, please. Sorry, one last thing. This has already been said on in the chat in the channels, but if you haven't completed an Imaginarium for a project that you wanted to deliver and you still want to, please do complete one in the next few weeks, because we will be looking at those, and that will be the basis for our proposal. It doesn't mean just because you put something on there that it will go in, but that will be the basis. So please, don't wait too long and then think, oh, I should have put something in.
Awesome. And just to remind, it's by the end of the month. Please complete your Imaginarium so the concept note can be further worked on. Right, Paul? It's the end of the month deadline there.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, you know what, Paul? I think I'm going to call you our lucky charm for the funding. So on that note, moving on to digital services space, digital products research and development. Who is here from that project?
Me.
That was allowed me. Okay, Anton, yes, please come in.
Yes, so our team has been working on continuing the research that we started in 2024 into the open source Slack alternatives. We're now at the point where we're evaluating the possible candidates against various considerations, such as ethical alignment and features. We had a bit of a slow start this year because we had limited team availability, but that is now being resolved, so we should be picking up momentum in the third and fourth quarters.
And the members on the team, Anton, and where you are joining from?
Sure. Who are our members? It is myself, Amy, and Dominic, I think. And where I'm joining from is also south of Spain, but not co-located.
Awesome, thank you. Any questions for Anton?
Yeah, not a question, but just a heads up. I know Kate isn't here, but she was talking about how excited she was about this metric of how to decide on tools from her impact and evaluation background. So maybe just a flag to speak with Kate about that. Maybe you already have this developed for the Slack alternative decision making.
We had a decision-making process developed. However, because we haven't made a decision yet, I think input would be welcomed. And this may not be the only tool we use for this so establishing a methodology early on would actually be quite useful. This would be an appropriate time to seek that input, yes.
Charlie, did you have a question or a comment for Anton on digital products and services?
I was just wondering if there's any programs that look promising.
Yes, there are.
And?
You may have to make some compromises, though. But this is the price of freedom, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question for the team. Is we've seen a couple of website related issues, like website being down and some mails not being sent. I'm curious about the support structure. Like, I know there is some support already planned. How are we doing on support hours, and do you have an insight into that, Anton?
Yes, but I would have to check in the system. I can't immediately, off the top of my head, look it up.
Awesome.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Just something, again, I'm willing to follow up later individually. I hear some background noise. I'm going to try and mute. Oh, Nina, that was you. We were hearing some background noise, so I muted you. So please unmute yourself whenever you're ready to speak, okay? And mute when you're not. Awesome. Ready to move on to the next project? Just give me... Yes? Say yes, people.
Yes, people.
Thank you. Yes, people. What's the next project? Open badges, ICAPS.
So I'm busy messaging Jennifer to check if she would like to speak on this.
I can start, but sure, I would love for you to fill in. So I'm, again, Jennifer Morgan, and I'm here in Tennessee in the United States. And I've been on this team since January. And I stepped in and replaced Andrew Langford, who was on the team last year. And Kayla and Vita are my teammates. Vita's the project manager, or the project lead. We've been very on task, and we've been meeting bi-weekly since, I think, February we started, the three of us. And we've been doing everything from sort of redefining the purpose and process for the open badges and how to communicate that so that it's more accessible to others who haven't heard of it. We've been doing onboarding with myself and Kayala and also some other organizations and looking at partnering with some teams inside the collab itself to use the open badges as a tool for the different projects here in these working groups. We're also working alongside PAB, which maybe Vida, you can speak a little bit more to that. But yeah, we're going to be hosting an interactive event, I think either the end of August or early September, and inviting all of you to join us so that we can debut to some of you for the first time, and some of you maybe it'll be your second time hearing about what the badges has to offer your group and other organizations outside of collab even. Vida, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I would say in August, we are probably going to be hosting I would say probably in August, we're going to be hosting a participatory design session. And this is a really exciting one. I think Jennifer's going to be leading us. She has lots of experience in that. And it's about the modular education system. So we've spoken a bit at ICAS about this, and it's usually what gets people really excited is this idea that you could do a PDC here and an eco-village design, and you have lots of experience in Indigenous medicine, and then that builds together to form a sort of web of qualifications, and that can lead to something bigger. So for those of you who are course providers and educators especially, we'd really, really love to have you come to that session. That session is in collaboration with PAB, which Paul correctly points out is our fiscal sponsor. We should know who they are. The Permaculture Association of Britain, which is the B on the end. So they're doing, I think, inspired by some of the work that Alfred Decker and I did last year. From this collab, we did a session with PAB, and then they've created a modular education working group. And so the collab training, we've managed to set this up in collaboration with PAB as well. So this is a great cross network weaving opportunity. Of course, to prioritize what is happening in the collab, but it's a really nice way where we're also collaborating with these outside entities that give us a lot of strength. So I would say look out for that in August. And if you haven't spoken about coming to get a course badge, if you have a course, a program, an event that you want to do attendance for, come and speak to us about getting your badges, because this is the kind of last 6 months that will be open. Well, we don't know what's going to happen next year, but I would definitely say while we have this funding, while we have these hours kind of assigned to it, if you would like to learn more about open badges, if you would like to get a badge for your own projects, come and talk to us. So you can talk to me, you can talk to Jennifer, you can talk to Kiala, who's also on this call. And yep, I'm
Awesome.
happy with it. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kayala, do you want to add anything?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was so great to hear from my teammates here, and nice to gather. Yeah, just to add the enthusiasm for the open badges as that form, as a form of building trust and and credibility, and that aspect of what it is. The way the badges can work for that. It's really inspiring to consider the opportunity within the collab and within the permaculture movement broadly to have more of that, more credentials that associate to the specific skills and the ways that those become just identifiers that travel with people. And I think it's really exciting. It's amazing that it hasn't had more traction yet, but I think now is the time. So yeah, we're excited. And anyway, I'm here in the Pacific Northwest, the Columbia River Gorge, in the northwestern Turtle Island. So happy to be here, and nice to be with some old friends and to make some new ones. Good to see you, Joe.
Good to see you too, Kayla. Thank you so much. Any questions for the team?
I just want to add one quick thing because I did a much more like logistical check-in, like what we've been doing and focusing on. And I just want to echo my teammates in how relevant this is and important to offer new ways of acknowledging, verifying, and adding credibility to informal and alternative formal education that universities and other formal bodies do not often value or acknowledge. So this is a way to like build up, as Kayla said, credibility for all types of skills, and both as a user or as an issuer, you know, someone who's the educator, workshop, event host, to provide an extra layer of acknowledgement and credibility to attend, regardless of your age or background. To have that extra boost of recognition is really important, along with also the networking that comes with it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that added insight and inspiration. If at all you are a course provider or are thinking of being a course provider or have your unique way of adding to the permaculture movement, please reach out to this team and they can help you. And Learn Team and Collab Training Team and MBA, we have places where you can convert your unique way in the world into a wider scalable offering. And these are all the tiny subsystems that can come together for you to be a credible, authentic entity in the permaculture movement. So thank you so much for doing that work. Any more before we, the ICAF's team? You have a question from Paul. Please follow it up. I'm going to move us into the next project. Awesome. Cons. Hey, Charlie.
Hello, I'm Charlie. I'm in the UK. There's 4 people on the comms team, so it's myself, Amy, Kate, and Hans. And this quarter, Amy and Kate have really been focusing on promoting the Collab champions. That's really their area of focus, and this involves basically asking Collab members to promote the Collab in the different spaces that they're in, so that we can make the Collab more known to the general world of permaculture. Hans was kind of taking the lead on hiring the new comms strategist, which is now hired, and we have Vida on our team now, which is great. Personally, I write the newsletter and emails. I did a lot of work on the downloadable resources webpage. It's got loads of stuff on there now. And there's a few social media campaigns on LinkedIn, which I just, all the content's already been created for them, so I just keep it up, keep it going. Yeah, we have Vida on our team, so she seems to have a good base of knowledge about how we can work more effectively moving forwards to like widen the reach of the collab. That's about it. Vida, maybe you want to add something?
Yeah, thanks, Charlie. I think it's, you know, I'm very early days in the comms team. It's been about 3 weeks, but it's a really interesting team. I'm really grateful to be there. And I think the most interesting thing that's emerging that's relevant to everyone else's work here is that there's this thread between myself in comms strategy, Paul in financial strategy, and Kate in impact and evaluation. And it's sort of like we're looking at what are the stories of Collab? What is the impact that Collab's creating? How do we tell those stories? And then how do we tell those stories to funders and to make ourselves more appealing to funders? And what's coming out of that is actually Kate's idea of guilds, which is like, you know, how do we increase collaboration between teams instead of having just all these little silos? So I think that's just an interesting design, an interesting emergence, and maybe it will inspire other people to look at what's the crossovers that can happen.
Any questions for the comms team? I have one, but I'll wait. So we are, I've heard from the grapevine that we are updating our web pages. Is that still going on with the new team members and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I guess that's just kind of an ongoing general thing. But yeah, there was like, for example, the About Colab page, which was pretty outdated. It had two circles which are no longer in existence, and there were two new circles which went on there. So all the team members have been updated. Yeah, we tried to keep an eye.
Yeah. So our permaculture flower is now 6 petals, I think. So if you are on a team, if you are in a circle, if you have a project representation or a working group, and you want to get on our website, please reach out to the comms team. I do know we will get into the EPIC here soon. We are getting some recommendations out there for our web presence to be known, to be inspiring, and to be attractive, and also all the different strategies play out from there as well. So keep them posted. Charlie is our guy, at least for me, or you can tag them. There is a comms team user group on Slack channel. Please get curious, and if you want your work to be shown some way, somehow, they have ideas and they have place for you to show yourself up in the web presence. Any questions before we move to the next one? Let me see. The next one is welcome gardening. Ninal, do you want to, or do you want me to? It's you and I.
Please go ahead. You are more into this work.
Okay, awesome. Welcome gardening. It's Welcome Circle now. We have just done a name change. We do not resonate with the gardening aspect, which was brought a long time ago. It's the name change is Welcome Circle, and there are 4 activities that happen. 1, you're seeing it in action. We host mid-year, end-of-year forums. We also have presence in general circle meetings where we kind of do sense making. The other aspect of Welcome Circle is to know and inform the ecosystem as to what are the different bridges to other working groups, project circles that happen. So we want to be useful. The new people that are coming in, what is the skills that we have within the collab, and the final representation of Welcome Circle is around platform facilitation, which Ninad leads. There are onboarding calls that happen at a frequent intervals every month. If you have not seen Amy talk about an onboarding call, please check out the Welcome Circle Slack group. They happen on a frequency, and there are ad hoc onboarding calls also happen, which Amy does. Yeah, so those are the activities. What we are looking forward to is we have sent out a survey understanding the effectiveness of this circle and the usefulness of this circle to the permaculture collab in general. The next step is to reach out to specific circles like digital services, learn team, or any circles to understand what they do, what skills they are looking for, and to bridge the gaps between the skills that are here and the skills that can be upskilled and inform the other training or mentoring, what needs to happen in those ways. We don't know how that's going to execute, but that's our next move. Any questions? Ninad, anything you would want to add from a platform facilitation standpoint? Did you know every 6 months we get rid of our Slack users, not get rid, clean up our Slack users that are not active? We have an active user policy that goes, that's every 6 months, right? Or every year? Ninad?
Once a year, not every 6 months.
Yeah, once a year, and then we have some rules. Yes, Vida, anything you would want to? Yes, Paul. First Vida, and then Paul.
Super. Will the Immersion Festival projects had to be as part of that grant? And I'm asking if they will get their own space to present, specifically because there's a project that's here tonight that can speak to the Welcome Gardening because their work impacts it and should be connected. But if they're going to get their own chance, then they can speak later.
Yeah, Emergent Festival runs its own middle of the forum. I am also interested, so I'll, at the end of all projects that we have completed, I'll open up for Emergent Festival projects to give an update if they wish to, choose to, and are present here. Is that all right, Vida? As I said, I'm not going to stick to the agenda. I'm going to go with the flow, okay?
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Paul?
Thanks. No, I was just going to ask in relation to clearing up clearing up like members who become inactive. Do we try and gather data on why people become inactive? I know it's difficult to do, but
We do ask that question before the cleaning up happens. We've noticed that this is my understanding of the process. Ninad, please jump in.
Well, everybody receives the email with the explanation of the process, and essentially, if they respond, they stay. If they don't respond, they don't stay. So if people are not responding, it's difficult to get any information about them,
Yeah. No, it'd just be interesting to know why generally in general terms, why people are becoming inactive, or they're losing kind of focus for retention purposes.
And on the welcome circle side, the survey actually asks the questions, do you know about this? Do you know about this? Do you know about this? So we kind of get a sense of what awareness needs to happen for people to even feel like that they belong and they can participate in Collab. So those efforts are there. But again, whoever answers, and we cannot force hand for anybody to answer. So that's always there. Any other questions? Awesome. Moving on, the next one is permaculture convergence. Anybody here from that team? Okay. APIC. It also has gone through a name change this year. It was IoT, Inclusive Organizational Tools and Technology, I think. But it's now applied permaculture in communities. And Vida, I, and Amy are part of that team. Vida, do you want to come in? And then I'll fill in the gaps.
Yeah, sure. So APIC, I think the rebrand was really good. And so that's part of the work that's happening, is we are rebranding the artifacts that were created in that team over the last couple of the years. Kiala, you can just put a note here. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with notifications popping up. Joe and I have been doing a review of the website for inclusive language using a guide that Mai produced. So a really nice kind of full circle approach of taking something that was made in the collab and applying it to the collab itself. Obviously, the team is feeling like we are a little behind because we have a lot of other pressures from other teams this last quarter, but not so far behind that we're in trouble. Yeah. Anything else, Joe?
Just for a heads up for the comms team that it's not right away yet, but the plan is for us to look at these 6 pages. So 3 core and 3 non-core. The way that we have identified is the most visited, the most relevant pages are core, the most visited and most not, I wouldn't say relevant, but like subset, subtext, sub pages are the non-core pages. And we are looking at it from, as Vida said, from the inclusive writing principle, and we are suggesting recommendations for how that language can be transformed on the web for those pages. And once the community agrees, we all have a 14-day consent policy to those changes, then hey, comms team, you are getting our recommendations to be updated to the pages. So just a heads up, it's coming. Don't know the timelines yet, and as and when they reveal, you would get enough heads up to accommodate for that work to come your way. The other piece that's also happening in the team is the case studies that have been performed over the last year and the year before are now coming to a closed chapter. The chapter is being written, it's being reviewed, or the next step is to review and publish that whatever we are learning as patterns from an inclusive organizational change / tool / technology. And the future of this team, and when I say future, like towards the end of the year, the goal is for us to produce a practical guide to take on, any community can take on and see, okay, these are the different inclusive ways we can build the community using the tools and the technology and recommendations. It's very full. We are wanting it to be more practical, deliverable as an inspiration for all of us to take it forward wherever we go in our communities. That's the past, present, and future of that team, at least future insight. Any questions on that? I love the new name, Applied Permaculture in Communities, just saying. Also because I contributed to that name. Good job, Joe. Moving on, the next one is Practical Solutions, Research and Development. Anybody from that team?
Yes, that's an Anton and Amy show.
Yes. Oh yeah, I know this. Go ahead, continue.
So in the last quarter, we've mostly spent doing irrigation system maintenance and improving the irrigation system. Also hosted some volunteers, had some good luck with those, and updated the documentation.
Do you all know what happens? What Anton is speaking to? Ask questions right now. Or read the text on the Slack post that Charlie had sent out from their quarter 2 reporting. Hey, no questions means they know. You are on track.
All right.
Thank you so much, Anton. The next one is Collab Training Program. Amy, myself, and Vida are in here. I mean, Vida and I are in here, but on the team, Amy is there. Vida, do you want to come in, or do you want me to?
Yeah, that was great actually, with you catching what I dropped with APIC. So yeah, this has been super interesting team to be a part of. Last year, this team and RC team were collaborating, and this year it fully merged and became like much more integrated and meeting and co-working, and yeah, it just was really generative and interesting. So we have we have 4 offerings for the year, and we are almost ready to deliver the second offering. So the first one, some of you were there, was the ethical marketing for permaculture. We had really nice attendance, very fruitful session. The follow-ups have all gone out, and there's some conversations actually that were started from this. So that was really interesting for us. We have, outside of Collab, also a follow-up session from there, which is going to happen later in the year. And right now we are in the time of designing the next training, which is how to be, and Joe, catch me on the name if I get it wrong, but how to be a successful member of a thriving online community, with the idea that maybe a little bit to what Paul and Nina were discussing about participation, there's a set of skills around being in community and being in online communities. And we decided that that's one of the things that we're looking at. The engagement can sometimes be a bit low. So what does it mean to be engaged and be thriving in an online community? After that, we have also the network weaving. And then towards the end of the year, where the design is already started, we will run an introduction to permaculture. And this training is being led by Amy. She's also looking for people to peer review the training. So she's trying to pilot a method of the Collab developing training, peer reviewing it, and we're also going to use a badge there. So people that attend that training will get a badge. And this is very much with the ethos that people should have shared values, shared vision in a community, and therefore this introduction to permaculture gives people who are coming from maybe informal practice or no experience of permaculture to step up into this without limiting people who don't have a PDC for whatever reason. Joe, have I got it?
Yes, and one of the important things to consider, the fourth one is introduction to permaculture, and you all know, you have been in permaculture world, that it's a long course, and we are trying to deliver it in a shorter form, but more impactful, more present, and more relevant. It's not the end all be all, like you attend the course and you're done. It's the initiation into permaculture per se. And as Vida said, we are looking for the designers of the world. Please do bring your expertise and experience and be part of a panel that comes together to create it as an offering from Collab for anybody coming on board who has not been a designer in their past life. Yeah, I'm hosting the how to be a member in how to thrive in an online space. And I'm bringing a whole bunch of ideas, self-assessment. So I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you in there. So that's happening July 15th. Plug in already. Any questions for us from a Collab training program perspective? So I want to extend an open invitation. If you are considering a course, if you are considering to do a workshop or anything within the Collab or outside the Collab, please reach out to us. Collab Training Pro also has its counterpart called Minimum Viable Academy, which again, it's Amy, Vida, and Joe. We do work outside the Collab, but we are at the intersections of Collab and the outside world. So we are constantly sensing how to make things work. Yes, Paul?
Can I just ask, are there any plans or discussions to make broadly the kind of training and education that we do into a circle?
That's Learning Team or Learn Team facilitates for that. The education circle, we haven't. So another change that's happening with Collab Training / MVA, I get confused between the Learn Team has reduced capacity. So now Minimum Viable Academy is going to step into that space, and we do not know where we are going from a strategy standpoint. We've not had our first conversation yet. So I'm thinking from the education awareness, all of those will start coming in, because I mean, you can already see Vida, Amy, and myself being in different circles and we will bring the intersections of that to see strategically where we go with that. But Paul, I don't have full answer for you, but it's on the radar.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting though. I think it's something to talk about if that's a capacity that we have in the direction that we should go in.
Definitely on emergence, we are noting it.
Just feels from a funder perspective that, you know, if they ask, well, what do you have, you know, what are the core pieces that you have? Education and training just feels like, you know, the first one on the list.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do self-paced training is there within Learn Team's capacity, and so we have to just put things in a way that they actually flow. Right now, it's very siloed in the way that they are organized. So we will start sensing into the bridges and start merging things, or keep them isolated. We don't know yet. Ready to move to the next one? Any impending questions there?
It looks like we have had a new person join us, January, and there's some feedback coming from their microphone. Hi, January.
January, are you here?
Hello. Yes.
Do you pause right now?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry I joined late because we had blackout, and I'm connected just now from the grid.
Okay. I'm gonna pause for a second and have a proper space for you to arrive. Can you please tell us a project or a working group or a circle you are in and where you are joining us from so we can sense you properly?
Okay. Thanks, Yosna, for your warm welcome. I am January Mvula. I'm joining from Malawi, and I'm the member. I joined the collab, I think it should be a month, if not 2 months ago. And I'm trying to explore where I can find like-minded people and share quite a lot. Of course, my background, I am the founder and director of Sustainable Rural Community Development Organization. And this is a local-based organization in Malawi. And within the organization, we are also setting up Chikwa Eco Village. And this is the one which I'm focusing more, because Chikwa Eco Village is there to work with the community which damaged the environment. And our coming in the community is to make sure that we have to influence the environmental management of the communities. As you know, the area which we choose was the area which most of the community depended much on charcoal burning, and we want to bring in another dimension within that area. And then the land which we have, it was once depleted from its trees, and now the trees has regenerated. So that is what made me to be connected to this group. And within that thing, the Chikwa Eco Village, we bought the land in 2015, and all this time we were trying to understand the land, the regeneration, and try to understand the type of soil as well of type of insects, trying to look or observe more and trying to conclude. Not to conclude, but to understand the environment. So currently, yes.
I'm with respect to time, I'm gonna ask you to continue this conversation if you find a like-minded circle or a group that you would want to join and take it forward. But keep chatting on the Slack and ask questions of if there are any needs, if you are wanting to work on some things and see what emerges from the working group for you. Is that okay direction for you to proceed at this time?
Yes, I know time is always limited. In meeting like this, I cannot say everything, but
yes,
I'm happy that you gave me that opportunity.
Yep. Please continue talking and expressing what you are looking for and find the that you need. Thank you. Awesome. That said, I did something. Wait, I clicked on something. I want to invite Camille. Camille, I see you come in also, but it's been a while. Let's do a quick touch base where you're joining from if you are part of a group.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm calling right now from Catalonia, Spain. I'm working in two emergent festival projects, one with Vida in Txikielo on mapping permaculture business models, and the other one on the permaculture communication in the Hispanic
Awesome.
world. Yes.
And where are you in the world, Camille?
Catalonia, Spain.
Thank you. I will bring you back in after we are done with the projects on the screen right now, if and when we have space. I'm also rushing us so we can actually close on time. So that disruption done. Let's come back on track for our list of projects. The impact and evaluation support services. Anybody in here from there? Okay, doesn't look like it. I'm gonna invite Digital Circle Services to the collab.
That is me again.
Yes.
Again, I'm in Spain, and this team is me, Amy, and Julius, and we're just continuing to fix issues as they come up. Recently, we've had some email deliverability issues, which we have, I think, now mostly resolved, if not completely resolved. So email should now work better than before even. And we are still preparing the migration of some of the services to new infrastructure.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions for the digital services team? Now, this is one of the microservices team on the ground of founded in the collab. Also, if you have any digital services need, which is, if you want to create a website for yourself, or if you want something transition, if you want to adapt to a tool, any recommendations, this is the team to go to, right, Anton?
That's right. This is what we do.
Yep. And they are available. There are some support dollars that go in having that team support collab as their client. So hence the update that Anton was giving on the email presence, that's handled there. But also, you can work out your MOU or your contract with the digital services team and pay them on the side. Yeah. So use their services. I'm doing a pitch for you guys.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Well, that completes our projects. I do recognize the presence of Nicolo and Camille and Jose, and Vida and others who are part of the Emergent Festival projects that go on. I'm gonna time box for 10 minutes for any Emergent Festival conversations to happen. I want to first invite its coordinator. I know Amy, Alex, and Nicolo are the three coordinators, if I am not wrong. If I'm not wrong. Nicolo, would you like to come on and talk about
yes,
coordinator?
yes. Thank you so much for sharing your journey in the projects. I won't lie, very inspiring, and you are doing amazing work. And I just want to be quick in terms of time, respect time that they've been given. That yes, we are three coordinators in the space, Amy, and also Alan. And Alan is not here, but Alan is also a coordinator also. So, but what was didn't happen has been a great moment for us because. As we did specify, I did specify when I was starting this journey that it is my first time to actually coordinate in such a space, But what is nice is that there's a lot of collaboration, and we are actually, whenever we have to meet, we are meeting, we are setting reminders every time. And maybe some of you can witness when we are posting, reminding people about the deadlines of the Q2 and and we are meeting and doing designs. And we are sharing power. It's fair, there's fair play there. And it's interesting. In few days also, we're going to be having Emerging Festival, a midway festival for us as a Emerging Festival. So it's going to be exciting. We can't just wait for that day to happen. So, but in terms of administration and planning things, everything it's coming okay. We are on point, and we're just hoping that the communications team can also send, because I think on myself, I haven't received anything I could, because we posted on the channel of the communication team, I think last week, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you so much for opportunity. But the space is very reflecting, is nice, and we're working with the team members and all the working groups there. They are very dedicated in what they are doing, and also the communication is just clear. It's nice, and I just invite everyone to come to. Thank you so much for that opportunity I've been given. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nicolo. When is the Emergent Festival? If you want to just do a quick plug-in, just 30-second plug-in, that's it. The time is
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. The Midway Festival is happening on the 25th of June. This month, it's happening in my South African time. It says 7 to actually 8:30. So, but I see majority of people also are confirming, are coming. Thank you so much for that.
awesome. More information can be found on the Slack.
Yes, please. For more information, please do follow the Slack Imaging Festival or the Rockstars, so that you can ask Amy, you can ask me, and also ask Alan anything concerning the event or the imaging projects. So just for record, that we will not be recording that event. So it's going to be the event that will be happening. So I'm just inviting you to come and enjoy the space, because it's not a space that will be off record. We will be off record, but it's going to be amazing. So if you miss it, you're not going to get it anytime, but you'll have to look for another event to come. But please come as many as you are. We are inspired by this space. Come and see your work, that people that you've trusted with some beautiful work are doing. Thank you so much. I think I've sold the 25th. Okay.
Thanks, Nicolo. Yeah, has mentioned that. I want to bring in just another minute or so, quick updates from permaculture in Africa. Vida?
Josie, you take it. You've been waiting for your moment.
There you go.
All right. I'll just give a quick summary. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Josie.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, we had two objectives from the start, and ultimately it's about trying to make this space more accessible to projects that are going on all over Africa. So we set up with the weekly meetings and put everything that we've done on a Miro board. So if anybody wants to look at that, they're welcome. We've since split up into two working teams. After I identified some key problems, which are logistical, to do with power and internet, but also education levels and tech levels that are available, but also more general problems like information overload. And if you don't have the tools to navigate, then it can be really hard. So I think we've focused down on really going from small, simple steps as a guide so that people can find the right space and connect with the right people, know what they're dealing with, and we're working up from that. So I think it's all going pretty well. We've split into 2 working groups now. So there's me and Sikalelo. Sorry, I find your name really hard. And then Amy and Vida are working on the second objective. And I forgot to say I'm calling from Malawi. I've tried to keep it short and sweet, but any more questions are welcome.
Awesome. If you have any more questions, I would encourage you to go attend the Emergent Festival. That's where you will have a full show on these projects. I am trying to accommodate the work that's happening under the banner of Emergent Festivals in this agenda. Anything else that anybody wants to speak from an Emergent Festival standpoint?
Oh, I will just have to say sorry for that. I forgot to mention that I'm coming from South Africa. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Muklo. Vida, you had initially asked that space be made for Emergent Festival projects. Are you happy with what's been shared? Are you curious for more? Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that your needs are addressed.
Yeah, I think that everyone was told they have to be here, so I'm really keen for Camille to speak because I think she's the only one that didn't get to present her piece. So I would encourage that. I know Paul, you also have a project here that's really interesting.
Yeah, so let's invite Camille and then Paul, and then we are ready to move into our closing.
Thank you so much. Yes, so currently working on 2 projects, one with Vida and Ntsikelelo on mapping permaculture business models. On a personal level, this has been an amazing process for me to get to discover the collab, but also to be able to dig deep into this subject. Right now, we are advancing quite well, I would say, and we have interviews starting to be set up, and I'm just looking forward to see how it turns out in the end of this process. And then concerning the PC ComSpan Year 3, we've gotten in touch back with the people who we've been in contact with for the last couple of years, and we're now working on making the infographics charts, and that's so far what we've been doing.
Awesome. Thank you. I remember the PCCom team from last year's Emergent Festival. Thank you. Thank you for extending that work and making it visually enticing. Paul?
Thanks. Yeah, so just quickly, there are 4 future collab events about how we may move forward. The first event we mainly talked about an idea the Vida proposed was around incubation. You can see that I've just posted the link. You can see all the information that came through about to what extent the collab could work as an incubator as part of its services. And in the second one that we had just the other day, we talked about whether the collab could become more of a paid membership service, and how that might work. So please do go and have a look at those. What I will say is the third one and the fourth one, just as adverts, I think we will probably talk more about how we want the collab to look kind of in 2028. You know, let's assuming we have this funding, how can we use it to really accentuate the great things about the collab, do some things differently, and how that can form. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So really great if everyone can come to those events, because you know it really will be how we develop the collab over the next years.
Awesome. Paul, I do have a request. I know I may be one of the very few, or actually Jennifer and Cal also are on the American side of the world. The one that happened last time, it was early in the morning in European time, and I wasn't there, and I wanted to be there. So please have our voices chime in. Please accommodate for the time that works. I mean, I know the schedule restrictions, but yeah. And asynchronous.
No, we definitely learned that time in the morning was not the best time. So no, I think we're going to run them in the evening from now on,
Awesome.
recognizing that
Me
we have
too.
less people in Asia. Yeah.
I want to be there. No, I'm kidding. I mean, not I'm kidding. I want to be there. Awesome. I'm gonna bring us to a closing. Are we all good? Are you all happy with all the updates you've gotten? I will also plug in general circle conversations, meetings that happen. They happen every month. I don't know when, but they should be published in the meetings channel of on Slack. Please come. Please hear more of these updates on a more frequent basis, not just at the quarterly. We do these quarterly forums so we can sense and celebrate and nurture each other in the projects. That also happens in micro points, as I said, at the general circle. If you have any other questions regarding how do you find your way through Colab, any of that, again, a plugin for Welcome Circle. We are here to help you navigate in the Colab. So please reach out to us. That said, closing time. Now I want to see my question and going back to my design. Okay. I don't have a checkout question. Anybody wants to offer a checkout question? Pick a color. Pick a color this time. How are you feeling as you leave? Ninad, did you have a checkout question or?
Yeah, the question is, are you hungry?
Are you hungry? There you go. Are you hungry? Depending upon where you are in the world, are you hungry? And the hunger can be physical, emotional, spiritual, psychological, any hunger. So please explain, are you hungry? I'll stop sharing. And as you are unmuting yourself, say bye-bye in the language you want or in any other way. Jennifer.
Yeah. Hey, it was good seeing all of you. And it is just past noon here in Tennessee in the United States. And I'm not hungry yet, but I imagine I will be soon.
Awesome. Hunger's coming. Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. Next. The faster we go, the faster we get out of here. So it's in your hands.
Yeah, right. I'm hungry, so I feel good. I had a nice time. And ciao, assalamu alaikum. Tot ziens. Sehr bonga.
Thank you, Vida. Paul?
Yo tengo mucho hambre. Entonces me voy. Hasta luego.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you so much. I also say that I am hungry, and this hungriness, it is not because of anything else that has not been mentioned, but I just had a dinner now, but I felt like it's not enough. So I need more pasta. So I'm not full, I'm hungry. So I will just exit. Thank you so much for everyone who enjoyed the space. I will just exit with saying Ndukoye and Dazabujobi. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Niccolo. Jose.
Okay, thanks a lot. Good to connect and hear a lot more about everybody's projects because there's so much going on here. And see everybody next time.
Thank you. Thank you. Camille?
Thank you so much. I'm not really hungry, but my cat is very hungry, so I'm gonna go feed him.
It's a parasympathetic hunger. No, I'm kidding. Anton.
I was hungry before the call, so I had a snack, so I'm not hungry now. But the dogs want to go out. Do побачення.
Chicken and momo. January? January. I am getting tiny bit of hungry, but I am so excited I got to share this space with you. I definitely missed Amy. If you have not missed Amy, please check your books. We did miss her. I will let her know she was missed. And thank you so much, Nina. Thank you for being a quiet strength for me. Thank you for being the co-host. Hopefully, you'll see Q3 forum. We don't host it. We, as in the Welcome Circle, is not hosting. Next Steps Projects host it, and then I will see you back again here 6 months at the end of the year, and we'll do some fun celebrations. Thank you so much for being here. I love seeing all the work. Anton, you are my recording guy, so we have to coordinate as to what happens to the recording after this.
Yes, we'll see how that worked out.
Yes. Please say bye-bye, wave out, whatever. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, you all. Thanks for being. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Anton, I'm going to stay on just for 1 quick minute before we all go. So, you can stop recording and see how that goes. And